What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Uncle Greg, and we are back with another Something Out of Nothing podcast. Fourth one to be exact. Now, if you're looking at me, watching me through the YouTube channel, and you're just like, what is this man wearing? Well, lo and behold, I am rocking a Run DMC inspired 80s styled outfit. Got a birthday party I'm going to later today, celebrating my brother's 50th birthday. So while in this outfit, decided to record the pod because why not? Let's be festive. Nothing like being unapologetically yourself. Speaking of that, subscribing to others' fun, not something that you need to do. You can try things that others have experienced, and if it doesn't fit you, don't feel like you need to be subjected to have to do those type of things in order to have fun. Your joy does not need a permit. If you want to spend your Friday night deep in a video game that came out 10 years ago, that's not wasted time. It's a win. If you want to grab a burger through a drive-through or spend 2 hours at a 5-star restaurant, that's on you. That's your choice. That's your preference. And understand that nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with dipping your toes in many different things and trying different things. But when it comes to subjecting yourself, don't box yourself in. Or even when you do, when you decide what you like, that's cool too. But in my opinion, opening your horizons, that's fun. Trying different things, seeing what life's about, that's fun. And if that's not fun to you, that's cool too. Don't subject yourself to my opening monologue. Either way, find what fills you up with joy. We have a short life. Start living it the way you want. Of course, there's hard times that we're going to deal with. That's on us to figure out. Everyone else, don't worry about it. But let's get into the first topic of this week's Something Out of Nothing pod. All right, so we're going to open it up with some women's college basketball as South Carolina toppled UConn 62-48. Dawn Staley's DNA was clearly implanted into our roster as they were able to play the toughest defense UConn has faced after their 54-game win streak has ended. UConn was held to under 22% shooting in the second half and under 50 for the entire game. Most likely their worst output in a couple years. Tania Johnson of South Carolina led the Gamecocks with 16 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal, going 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Agate Maker finished with 14 points, going 5 of 9 from the field, and 2 of 2 from 3, with her 5th straight double-figure game. South Carolina taking care of business as UConn's Sarah Strong was held under a season average 18 points per game, totaling 12 points on 16 shots. While she did grab 12 rebounds and completed the double-double, it was not enough for UConn to overcome as South Carolina and Dawn Staley move on to the national championship. Well-deserved. Everyone, I'm pretty sure, is talking about the incident at the end of the game. In my opinion, Eugene Oryema does not look good. Looked like he was bitter about a moment. I think he's mad because his team got handled easily. Dawn came out with her coaching plan and game plan, and just wrecked house. The girls followed it, and I think Eugene Oryema was just kind of embarrassed on the brightest stage. And he did send an apology today, the next day, Saturday. It is being recorded Saturday. But he did not mention Dawn Staley's name. He mentioned the staff, the coaching staff, which she is a part of. So take it as you want, a grain of salt. I know people want her name being said, which I think is deservingly so, but whatever. Water under the bridge as South Carolina moves on to face the winner of UCLA and Texas, which was UCLA. Despite turning the ball over 23 times, they were able to get past Texas in a physical game. There were no free throws being shot in the first half. The whistles were swallowed by the refs, which was, I don't know. Some people enjoy that. Some people like the ball going into the bucket and a bunch of free throws. So at the end of the day, I enjoyed the game. It was great, intense basketball being played. Lauren Betts, 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks with a key block to end the game. What a crucial block. That's got to be exciting. To me, I feel like a block is just as good as a game-winning shot. I think that exhilarating, just getting that shot out of here and to keep it in bounds, pass it off to a good free throw shooter. What a play by Lauren Betts. Legend in UCLA lore, for sure, going down. Lauren Betts became the first player to have 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 70 field goal percentage in a Final Four game, semis, championship, men's or women's, since Kentucky's Anthony Davis did so in 2012 against Louisville. That stat brought to you by Opta Stats on X. So, Lauren Betts doing things that not many players can do. Like I said, legend in the UCLA lore. Gianna Neepkins and Gabriela Jaquez both had 10 points each, while Kiki Rice had 11. Angela Dugalich, the sixth man of the year, came in with huge offensive rebounds and set the pace defensively with a nasty block. Legend player out of Texas, Hooper, Rory Harmon, and Madison Booker combined for 13 points. When your best players are not coming through the way that you expected, that's probably the outcome you're going to get, although Texas did come back and almost pull up the comeback. Rory Harmon ends her career with Texas as the only player in history of the game to hit those 4 specific statistic benchmarks of 1,600 plus points, 900 plus assists, 600 plus rebounds, and 300 plus steals. So obviously when I say legendary, she put it all on the court. In her efforts, she left it out there. I know her coach made a plea of making a case, basically, of why she's the most underrated player ever, because they did not give her any awards, they being the journalists. So in my opinion, that was pretty cool of the coaches to coach to speak up for his player. So my hats off to Texas. UCLA, they move on. They're playing Sunday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC. You know I'll be tuning in. You know I'll be rooting for them Bruins. Let's go. And keep on the topic for the college basketball. We got the men's Final Four today going on. UConn taking on Illinois, seeing if the men's can help, I don't want to say erase, but rebound off the women's loss yesterday. Illinois, solid team. I'm pretty excited to see that matchup. Wonder who can win that matchup, in my opinion. I don't know, because I haven't been watching too closely at the men's. I'm a big fan of UCLA, so I've been more of a keeping focus on them. As you can tell, I have a little more information and more energy when I'm talking about them. But again, still solid matchups. Number one Michigan taking on number one Arizona. Michigan's been balling all year. I know that for a fact. Arizona, a blue blood, as in my opinion, they have been in the last decade or so. They've been pretty solid. I'm not too sure how many national championships they won, but they've been competing for a while. So this should be a good matchup. I think Michigan is probably going to win. I know they've been blowing teams out, so I don't see them stopping anytime soon. It's probably their year. We'll see. But you guys tell me. My bad for not really knowing too much, but it's cool. Like, I'm just being honest. You know, you can either respect that or not. Let's talk about it. You guys inform me. I can be informed every day. Let's go. All right, so keeping up in the basketball news and last of the sports report, Luka goes down. Labeled a hamstring and no timetable for return. Most likely he's going to try to give it a go in the playoffs, but I don't think that him going out is going to help the Lakers at all. He is crucial for their success, and with him being gone, the Lakers are going to, their hopes are done, in my opinion. So, unfortunate. It is what it is. Oops, I forgot to go switch it up. It is what it is. Oh well, you know. Luka. Luckily, we got Luka for the future. AR, I'm pretty sure we're going to sign him. LeBron, let's see what happens with him. Let's see if he stays, if he goes. I'm not too sure. Honestly, he might stay for a discount. He better not get that 50 mil like he did this year, is all I know. But anyways, next is the real report. And we are coming back with a report from the Something Very Bad Is Going to Happen series. I ended up watching it all. Tell you right now, giving it a rating, 7.5 out of 10. And if you haven't seen it yet, I might talk about a little spoilers over here. So if you don't want to hear it yet, you can come back to it after you watch it. But here we go. The psychological horror obsession produced by the Duffer Brothers, creators of Stranger Things. The creator of this story was Haley Z. Boston. It's a bloody, atmospheric dive into a wedding anxiety and family curses. Rachel is a week away from marrying Nicky at his family's remote, snowy estate, but as the ceremony nears, her cold feet turn into literal death sentence. There's a curse, a mysterious figure called Witness, and a lot of blood. 8 episodes on Netflix. The themes are generational trauma, the horror of forever, and a wedding day paranoia. In my opinion, I enjoyed every bit of it. The 7.5, I know a lot of people might think that's like an average grade. In my opinion, 7s and beyond is worth your time to go watch. I'm just trying to be a little more critical. I could probably, if I was optimistic, I would give it an 8. But because I'm trying to be a little more rough, I'm giving it a 7.5. As far as the cast, Camila Morone as the terrified bride playing Rachel. I thought she was a fun lead. An overthinker whose premonitions start off as just paranoia, in my opinion, but turn out to be for good reason. I disliked her indecisiveness in the beginning of the show. It just drove me insane. And then I appreciated her character in the long run as the from her beginning arc to her end. I liked it. I liked what the writer did. I enjoyed it. As far as Adam DeMarco as the perfect but maybe oblivious groom, I figured him to be the people pleaser, not really knowing what he wanted after the world comes crashing down. He just couldn't figure it out, and he just tried to. He thought he was like really innocent, but in my opinion, it was just him being indecisive as well, not knowing what to do after the big plot twist in his life. So, in my opinion, I thought the actor played a pretty good job of someone who thinks they're innocent, but they're not really innocent, just very indecisive, not ready for the moment. You know, that's what I felt. That's what I felt from that character. He just wasn't ready for the moment. You guys tell me what you think about the character. What did you think about him? Do you agree with my sentiment that he just wasn't ready for the moment, to marry the girl and prove that, he was the soulmate? He just was trying to please her old way of thinking, which was before they got there. It was definitely, I could see how the dynamic of a relationship and their arguments, a lot of it was valid. A lot of it was about people being seen and heard, and someone trying to do that but not really seeing or hearing him. So I felt like the relationship dynamics was solid. It was pretty dope, how they measured that. Gus Burney as Portia. I thought she was a solid airhead sister, played to a T, in my opinion. I found her character funny at times, even when she was trying to be serious. I just couldn't stop laughing at her tone of voice. The actress, great job. Zlatko Buric as a mysterious looming figure watching the carnage, aka the witness. This man, when you see him, you could definitely see you just gotta fear him, dude. His bass and his voice, his demeanor, definitely played a good like creepy dude. You guys tell me what you think. And lastly, an underrated character, in my opinion, was Jeff Wilbush, who played the brother. He, to me, seemed like a condescending jerk in the beginning, but it turned out he was a caring, deep individual scarred by past traumatic experiences. And the scene that kind of like latched onto me was the fact that, when, spoiler alert, when everyone starts bleeding out their eyes and ears that from the bloodline that apparently didn't marry their soulmate, or who they believe is their soulmate, and his wife Nina or Nell was asking him like, why isn't it happening to you? Like, I was like, oh, like we knew why, because he said it in the very beginning, like he knew that this girl was the one, and through time, shit happens. He got numb to it, and he thought it was the psychological, or the what'd you call this? I don't even know. You just thought it was the right way to go if she didn't want to be with him. But obviously, according to him, in his soul, that she was the soulmate. And that was like, such good, well written. I liked it. I liked it a lot. 7.5 out of 10. In my opinion, go watch that. But following that, we have the Harry Potter series showing up on HBO Max. And right now, fans are debating whether they like the series style filming. Many complain about a Netflix style lighting, uh, desaturated grayish look compared to the warm, magical cinematography of the original 2001 film. So there is a big difference. Obviously, there's money and time spent on a series versus money and time spent on a movie. I feel like the gap, I don't want to say is closing, because I feel like there is a lot of good production on television series or short series. But there is obviously fans are noticing a difference, and I'll start trying to pay attention to it to see if I can spot the difference. But you guys tell me what you think. Can you spot the difference between a series shot production versus a movie shot production? Like, I can kind of get it. Obviously there's like millions of dollars being put into a movie versus not that much millions being put into a series. But you guys tell me what you think. Some pros going on for the Harry Potter series are the book accuracy on it. Man, I don't know why I can't think right now. The book accuracy of the story. They're able to dive into more of the backgrounds of the Marauders, Peeves the Poltergeist. So a lot of fans are saying they have a chance to fix what a lot of the movie glossed over. I think that's pretty cool. Give it a little deep dive. I didn't read the books. It's a lot. That's a lot of reading. I should probably dive back in today because now my mind's a lot different from when I was younger. But yeah, definitely. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the series is going to give the book adaptations or the adaptation of the book a better go than the movies? Let me know down below. And then lastly, the sallow skin debate. Purists argue that Snape's description in the book, sallow skin with greasy hair, implies a specific look, while others argue that the actor Esido, sorry if I butcher the name, acting range is perfect for the character's complexity. I'm not going to argue that the actor can't do that, but I could hear someone being upset about a book's description of somebody looking a certain way and it not being that way in a show. So I can hear both arguments. I would hope the one is not racist, because I'm not trying to agree with the racist, but I could understand a point of a book being descriptive, saying one thing and then the character just not being that. So I understand that argument totally. But I believe in an evolved world that we can have someone of a different type of race play a character who's fictional. Like it is what it is. So hopefully we have some evolved minds over here in the community that I'm creating and can accept that, and also accept the fact that people have different opinions. So it is what it is. People are going to have their arguments, their debates. In my opinion, I think he's going to do great. I think I haven't seen him in many actings, but I'm a novice in all this. But I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to give most things a shot. So I mean, I'm just an optimist like that. That's just where I'm at. I like it. So we'll see. Lastly, on this topic, I know I said lastly about the debate skin, but well, the Voldemort fan castings. Who do you believe should be played by Voldemort? A lot of people have Paul Bettany as their fan favorite, while some people have Bill Skarsgård, who's obviously been pushed by the horror community because he's more of a monstrous physical transformation type of guy. So, in my opinion, I don't really care. You guys tell me who you want. Voldemort, I think he's gonna be dope regardless who they pick. I'm trusting this. I'm trusting HBO Max. Like, at the end of the day, HBO Max production, they fucking are top notch. I'm not gonna really trip on the small details of many things, because I, as a novice creator, can understand the complexities and the difficulties of it all. Like, because I'm barely trying. So like having everything lined up and things go together, like, that's just not me to say, oh, that sucks. Like, I can not like something, but I'm not going to say that something sucks. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, totally looking forward to this Harry Potter series. You guys tell me, are you guys looking forward to this Harry Potter series? Let's move on to the next subject, and that is the Super Mario movie. While critics have bombed it with a 41% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, fans have responded and given it a 90% approval rating for the new Super Mario Galaxy adaptation. Are critics grading movies on a rubric scale of artistic merit while the fans just grading on how much fun did they have? Like, is that the difference in ratings? I think that's obviously what the difference is. What do you guys believe the difference is? What do you guys like to lean on? Do you guys like to lean on the critics, or do you guys like to lean on the fans? Are the fans too optimistic sometimes? I know I can be. And do you just rely on a critic for being tough and, sticking to their guns? Let me know what you think. The Super Mario Galaxy movie opened on Wednesday, April 1st, and grossed an astonishing $68.4 million worldwide. Insane. The numbers are still tallying up. As like I said, this is being recorded on Saturday, so I'm not too sure how to take that Mario take about it, because at the end of the day, I enjoy Super Mario for what it is. They can throw anything up there. I've never seen anything as a kid, Super Mario, so like I'm taking advantage now. Like just whatever they're gonna give, I'll eat that shit up. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan, y'all. Can't hate me for that. And if you can, well, that's cool too. I ain't mad at it. But that's it. That wraps up this week's Something Out of Nothing podcast. A little more responding of the movies and the shows that I watched. And then, of course, I wanted to cover the college basketball before the national title tomorrow. So, possibly label this something like 3.5. I don't know. Maybe just 4 and just say fuck it. All right, everybody. Happy Easter if you celebrate. He is risen. Have a great weekend. The family, with some loved ones. If not, have some good time with yourself as well. Go find something you want to do, something you like. All right, everybody. I'm about to go have a party. Go have fun.